Whether it's a lager or an ale, whether it's a stout, light, dark, or pale. If you can brew it, Chad can review it. It's time for Chad's Beer Reviews. He's not quite an amateur, not quite a connoisseur, but regardless of the brewer, he's got taste in beer for sure.
You can tell just by his gut, this guy is a bona fide beer nut.
So whether it's a porter or an IPA, whether it's from Europe or the USA, if you can brew it, Chad can review it. It's time for Chad's Beer Reviews.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. I still have two of these Russian River Asian series beers sent in from Sean out in Fremont, better known as Bay Area Beers, so check him out. This is the Russian River Salvation Dark Ale with some scissors or something on there. 9% ABV, very, very long description. It's batch 10. I hate that they use Comic Sans for their fonts. That's so unprofessional. Get it together, guys. I'm using my Shime Trappist glass, and it does look like a Trappist quad. It may look black on camera. It's extremely dark ruby red. Maybe even like a purple color. Nice, typical Belgian kind of head on there. The tan, khaki, you know, soap, like big, thick soap suds. Smells very Belgian-y too. A little tanginess, you know, kind of the dark fruits in there. That kind of Belgian quad kind of quality. So let's see how it tastes. Cheers. Well, definitely drinks like a Trappist type beer. So highly effervescent. You know, CO2 gets stuck in your throat and like it makes it even hard to talk. Makes doing video reviews of these kind of beers difficult. Yeah, it is kind of like a Trappist quad. Not as malty and fruity though. This seems like, you know, a quad kind of dialed down. I mean, technically it's not a quad, it's just a Belgian strong dark ale. I mean, it's up for the beer nerds of the world to, you know, differentiate between the two, but, you know, pretty darn close. Definitely get like an overall kind of fruit basket palette on here. But it's just not as, you know, refined or as robust as a true Belgian. For a Belgian style beer, it's interesting because it's noticeably bitter throughout the whole thing. From start to finish, it's just like a consistent, solid, you know, just kind of dry bitterness. Next to no sourness on this one, which I think it actually could use. I get a lot of smoke on this one. I get a lot of tobacco. It's just like straight up like tobacco or leather. Not much in the way of like the darker fruits. I mean, like they're there, but like I can't pick out any individual one. They're all just kind of like mashed together. Frankly, the tobacco and leather like overshadow any kind of fruitiness on this beer. So I would not call this a sweet beer at all. It's not sweet. There's no real sour notes. It's just more the, you know, all bitter all the time with a lot of that tobacco and leather, like very earthy, rustic kind of palate. I made a point of leaving this out and letting it warm up, so I mean, I think the palate is about as complex and opened up as it's going to get at this point. It's just tobacco, leather, smoke. Kind of reminds me of like Amagang, Rare Voss, a lot of those like Belgian ambers with similar kind of, what I kind of like call like a cigarette kind of taste. There's a lot of tobacco notes on this. I would like more fruit, or if they had just used some, you know, souring yeast, that'd be really interesting. Then I think maybe you just have consecration all over again. But yeah, I don't even have to take a break on this one. I already know what I'm going to say. I'm going to give this, surprisingly, only a 7 out of 10. So yeah, it's good. It's not great. A little disappointed, but you know what? It's still a pretty tasty beer. Thanks to Sean, better known as Bay Area Beers, for sending this to me. I still got one more. Hopefully I'll make up for it. So thanks for watching this episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Review. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.